Yes, guys, welcome back to 1-2 TV. First of all, we have to apologize for the tardiness. As you can see in this festive period, we are already struggling with squad depth issues. It's just Saddam and I available and fit to start.
December fixtures everywhere. Tough.
Yeah, and even then, Saddam had to pass a very late fitness test with a hamstring from paddle.
No.
From what?
From life preparations.
Okay, yeah. You were hamstrung by life.
Yeah.
Nice. And as is always the case during the December congested fixtures, you also face some technical issues, like not enough cones maybe, but also an HDMI cable that suddenly stopped working. So, welcome back regardless. We are here to discuss the weekend's fixtures. We'll also preview some of the fixtures coming up. I think there's some big games coming up on the weekend.
Yeah.
Don't forget to obviously smash the like button. Keep the comments coming. I can see there's already a couple of you in there. Simonizi, Levi is Levis Moire. I don't know how you're going to pronounce that. Vinik and Martin Muiti. So, welcome to the show, guys. And Saddam, how are you doing, bro? You good?
I'm good.
You all right?
It's I slept late. I wanted to sleep at halftime because I had seen enough.
You thought you were going to win that game?
I was so confident. We played really well. But
You think so?
I mean, we can go ahead and just start discussing the game because it's still fresh in our minds.
That's something I don't like doing. I don't like recording and giving my match opinions until a day after our match.
Why?
Because if it's good, then it seems great because the
emotions
feeling,
are high.
The feeling of winning is great. So if it was an okay game where we won, then it's like, okay, we won that, nice, let's keep going, right? But then if we lose, then it's like, shit, fuck this, fuck that. And even if it was a bad game, it feels worse. So the match reaction can be worse.
But I feel like that's the beauty about it. Like, I think fresh emotions are the best because it's
not always the case.
I mean, it's more like, let's look at it this way, because we don't want to water down what we feel. We want to, because everyone feels the same way at that particular moment. So we will probably all agree with each other at that particular moment. I mean, 3 days later, yes, we'll probably be all settled because emotions are a bit. I was very angry that we drew, but maybe tomorrow I'll be like, you know what, fair enough.
No,
I can start seeing positives.
I get where you're coming from, but my feeling is like, yes, I agree in that. Whatever raw emotions are rooted in the same, base. Like, they come from the same place, right? But then an overreaction, either way, negatively or positively, can happen.
That's the whole point.
So, yeah. No, that's not the whole point. I mean, if you want to be on AFTV and react negatively to everything and just curse out everything,
don't react.
Then
they're not negative all the time.
I'm just saying that can happen. And then when they win a game, they can overreact.
So you want everything to just be blunt. Not blunt, but like just warm.
Level. Equilibrium.
Then what's the point?
It's not the point. It's about equilibrium when it comes to match reaction, match analysis.
So everything becomes the same. Whether we lose or win, we'll always have like a lukewarm reaction.
Not lukewarm.
Because if we lose, you don't want us to overreact negatively.
Reaction. That's what I'm looking for. Accuracy. Because when you overreact, you lose accuracy. You can be inaccurate. I'm not saying you are inaccurate, but you can be inaccurate. So, for example, if we were to talk about the United Bournemouth game right now, right? If let's say we did the show right after the United, right after the game, the fact that you guys went up ahead so many times, right? You might come on the show having only 1 point gained. And then you will lament the issues you guys have with conceding goals, right? Which is fair, but then it could be an overreaction and say, we just keep conceding. This is all we do. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's fair. But on the flip side, you could also say that, you guys are a very entertaining team for your fans and other rivals' fans.
Okay, so you think if 3 days later I say that, you know what, that was a good point, then that's a reasonable reaction.
Not necessarily. It depends. What I'm saying is when you have all the facts, and what happens with football, right, is right after the match, you'll get flooded with information, interviews, right, from the managers and the players. Like we have the Bruno one, for example, that we need to discuss. You'll get the stats that will be siphoned in or filtered in, you know. You had what XG or how many corners or how many shots and so on and so forth. And then sometimes you'll get stats, you'll get interviews after, like a day after the actual game, the actual analysis, that give you a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not insight, but context to why the game went the way it did. And then once you take in that context, you can live with the game more, or you might overreact, or you might get a bit more level-headed and think, okay, I think I overreacted there, or okay, I think I overreacted in terms of over-celebrated, and so on and so forth. So that's just what I'm saying. But I mean, 4-4, game of the season so far, I think. Was there a better game?
Yeah, it has been a quite dull season, to be honest.
I don't think that's.
I don't think we've had good games.
I think we've had many good games.
I don't think so.
No, we have.
Our game versus Liverpool, I don't think it was a world-class game.
I think it was a great game.
I mean, it's not
For
memorable.
you guys to win it last minute, it was very memorable.
No, like I'm talking about having a game where there's everything. Like this game, there were like free kicks. There was like almost a red card. I think that guy should have been given. I think Semenyo should have been given a red card.
For what?
What he did to Casemiro, because Casemiro got red card to something similar last season or maybe the season before. But the thing is, there were so many things in the game.
Soft.
Same.
I think he did the right thing.
I agree.
Because first of all, that Dallo challenge is the.
Oh, it's to Dallo, not to Casemiro.
Yeah, that Dallo challenge doesn't get talked about enough in football. You know, like in rugby, you get a yellow for such a challenge, and sometimes even a red, which means sin bin, right? Like, it's such a dangerous challenge because you put someone in a position where he can't control his fall. Then if he falls awkwardly, you can break something, you can twist something. So I've seen some people have to break, they break their necks.
Who's ever breaking the neck? Tell me.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I've seen. No, I have.
They're athletes, man. They should react.
I'm not saying it happened in the league, but I've seen it happen.
Like non-league or maybe at home.
No, not in the Premier League, but other leagues.
If I do that to Nayim, it breaks his neck, fine. Like maybe he hasn't slept.
Nayim would get a soft landing because of his man bun, but apart from that, like Harry Kane, for example, gets away with that a lot, right?
Yeah, but like who actually gets hurt?
It's very dangerous. All I'm saying, for example, Matteo Debuchy, that happened to him. Remember that right back from Arsenal?
Yeah.
That happened to him. He was out for 6 weeks right at the start of the season. Someone, I can't remember who did it to him. And he was defending, he was up in the air defending.
What about Saka doing it to Tsimikas?
What?
Yeah, I think Saka had Tsimikas' shoulder. I think he was out for like maybe a couple of weeks.
I think they were both challenging for that, and then Tsimikas just fell off.
Anyway,
but the point I'm trying to make is, I understand Semenyo's reaction, and I think the ref saw it that way as well. Okay, I get why you're annoyed, and I get why you'd react like that. So yeah, it's a yellow for both.
It's a yellow, but I think Casemiro was unfairly punished then against the Crystal Palace game.
But aside from that, apparently, what's the word I'm looking for? Controversial decision. You guys played really well.
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. I think we played, especially the first half. We could have scored a good number of goals. I think Mbeumo. I think he played well, but I think he should have buried some chances. And I think even Amorim said we lost the game because of the first half, because that's when we should have buried the game. Sometimes missing a chance to score a goal is as bad as conceding a chance. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you miss a chance and then you go and concede a chance.
Yeah, it's easy for us to see, for example, Euro making a mistake and us conceding, and not Mbeumo missing a chance. I think those are equal crimes, and I think we did a lot of that in the first half.
When I saw the lineups, I was playing pro clubs with the boys. When I saw the lineups, I was like, yeah, there's going to be goals in here. Because remember, Bournemouth played Chelsea last weekend, or maybe midweek, I can't remember. It was weekend. and they drew a boring 0-0, right? Well, I can't say boring because I didn't actually watch the match, but I watched the highlights and it was a 0-0.
There's no entertaining 0-0 games. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fairs. But with United playing Everton the way they did, the way you guys did, and then lost that game, it was a very low-scoring game. I thought maybe there could be a repeat of the same. Then I saw the lineups, and I saw at the back Lenny Yoro, Aiden Heaven, and Luke Shaw. And I just thought, oh no, this is a problem. So explain to me why Aiden Heaven has to start in a Premier League game at the center of defense.
I'm sorry, but I think he had a decent game. I think Shaw cost us the first goal.
I think Shaw and Aiden Heaven cost you the first goal. Because I thought Aiden Heaven was very sus in the way that he did not come across goal. He didn't come across to protect or like to close down Semenyo.
No, it's more like him trying to cover someone else's mistake. Shaw already made the mistake. Right?
But that's why you have a 3-man defense, right? Is to cover those gaps. In my opinion, when you have a 3-man defense, I don't think Antoine Semenyo should ever be in a position where he's bearing down on goal from the right half space. I mean, Toka Labda 30 meters. He runs all the way into the box, into an acute angle, and still manages to get a shot off, like pretty much unchallenged. Yeah. And I know sometimes as a defender, you let a guy have a shot because he's far out, or maybe the angle's way too tight, so he's only going to score that 1 in 10 times.
Yeah.
But his inexperience showed.
I mean, I watching the game live, I didn't see that as his mistake. Now that you're mentioning, maybe he should have done better. But then again, it's one of those whereby you can easily, like his age and everything, Shaw cost us the first goal. I think Euro had a stinker. Like you see, Euro and Shaw are the two experienced people at the back, right? I would expect them to be the ones.
Euro, but so, yeah,
no,
I get what you mean compared to Aiden Heaven. Yeah.
Like the out of the three, I would expect them to be slightly more level-headed. I think Euro was getting caught off guard a lot. I didn't like his performance. I think his performance has really dipped. I don't see potential nowadays because I feel like with Heaven, there's a lot of confidence with him on the ball. He could maybe try and move the ball a little bit further and get a pass, or he was more confident. I liked his performance more. But Shaw and my good friend Euro, I think we lost the game simply because they were not as aggressive as I would have wanted. Funny enough, when Lisandro came, I think he also had a stinker because he cost us, I think, the fourth goal, if I'm not wrong. The header. Not the header, the third goal. He reacted slowly because the guy just came in. He watched a guy and he didn't cover him quick enough. I would expect him to be on him. I think Lisandro also maybe match fitness and whatever, but I think also he had a stinker of performance.
Match fitness.
He had a stinker of performance.
Like
yeah,
the guys just come back from a knee injury.
Because 2 goals genuinely were, I would say, he could have done better, considering.
Where are the other guys? Where Harry Maguire?
Is anyone injured? I
know, like for how long? How long are we talking? Because we're going into the crunch fixtures now, where you're playing almost.
I think they linked Maguire fit. We don't score 4 goals. We don't concede 4 goals. Maybe. I genuinely think we don't concede. But the thing is also, I'll take it as it is. Now, as you said, context wise, as much as I'm angry, our back three was just in shambles, and I think that's one of the things that I think the managers.
The way I see it is, they were a bit of a shambles because the Ivan Nilsson goal, for example, the Krupi goal, right, like in a back three, how someone is allowed to just ghost into the center of defense and where they're getting the shots off.
It's Lisandro Martinez, bro. Lisandro Martinez cost us.
And then at the same time, whoever you guys have put there, like Euro, them lot, who's the leader in that? It certainly isn't Shaw. I don't think Shaw is that kind of a player in the first place. Maybe he's the de facto leader because of his experience. But I
don't say leader in him.
Someone who's played a lot of games doesn't mean his experience. And then maybe he's been shit. That just means he has a lot of experience being shit.
I mean, to be fair, that's a good point. And also the fact that it was his mistake in the first goal.
Yeah, like the way he got
the confidence.
The guy is built like a fridge. you know. But at the same time, like, you can push him off like an empty water cooler.
Yeah,
Like,
for someone who likes eating, come on. Where's the food going?
definitely. I mean, I thought it was going into his shoulders and his pot belly, but apparently not, bro.
So yeah, apart from that, holistically, I'm disappointed that we should have. That was a comfortable game for us. I genuinely think a 3-0 first half, game is over. We're calm. Everything is. But the fact that we just kept making it easy for them to just attack us, I think that's why we lost. Also, I'm not
coming off was a problem for me. And as much as Kobbie Mainoo played really well, you know, linking up play and progressing you guys up, I just felt like if there was a reason why your back three was so open, it's because of Casemiro. At least not one of the midfielders being a defensively minded.
It's
player.
like we're in a funny situation because we need Casemiro's quality in the midfield. We need Mainoo's quality and we need Bruno's quality. And we have two positions with the current formation. So what do you sacrifice? Because the two tens, Mbeumo and Cunha, I think
they played really well.
They are like the best in those positions for our team, and we play. Look, we are. I think only Man City have scored more goals than us, right? So our front three or whoever plays, whether it's Mount or Sesko or whatever, but with Mbeumo and Cunha, I think we score so many goals.
You're gonna create a lot of chances,
yes,
because they're just that good.
Yeah, and to credit to Bruno, because I think he plays a pivotal role in terms of creating chances. I think he has a lot of attacking qualities that Mainoo doesn't have, right? So it's, again, if we have a 3 midfield as opposed to right now we have a 2 pivot, if we find a way where we can have 3 midfielders, meaning Bruno with Casemiro and Mainoo as the holding. But again, we're talking about the 4-3-3 formation that we're all raving about. If we find a way of fixing those 3 in our midfield, I think that's the winning formula.
I don't think that's the thing. Like, I've heard rumors. I don't know. You guys can correct me if you're wrong, because like 4 of you guys here are Arsenal or United fans. But I've heard rumors that after AFCON, after your triangle of African players bounce, you guys might be forced to go into a back 4.
Yeah, I think that's a good experience. It's a good time for us to experiment with having 3 midfielders, and I'm looking at Casemiro, Bruno, Mainoo, and then the front 3 is probably, obviously Mbeumo is gone, so it's going to be Cunha, Mount, and maybe Sesko, right? But I'm hoping when Mbeumo and Diallo come back, we find a way of we have 3 positions, right? And then we have Mbeumo, Cunha, Diallo as our potential front 3, with Sesko and Xerxes maybe potential subs. But then again, there's Mount. So but then again, I feel like with Mount as a left-sided player, as a front 3, Cunha in the middle and Mbeumo on the right. But then again, that leaves Ahmad as a right back.
Yeah, I mean he's.
I'm willing to see.
It's a weird position to be in, because if you come back and it works, then where do those guys find themselves in those positions? Mazraoui comes back into right back. Amad Diallo goes into right wing, but then he's now fighting for that position with Bryan Mbeumo, and then there's obviously Cunha and whatnot. I don't mind
us having a problem with having 2 really good players on the right wing. If Cunha plays well on the left wing and Sesko actually start getting goals, it's Mbeumo and Diallo fighting for right wing, which is not a problem, because we need to have problems where we have real good players come in like 60 minutes.
I get that. Squad depth is obviously key, right? But then it's changing the system, and then the system works, and then figuring out those players. I think you guys will have more teething issues and more problems going into January and Feb and
if you're winning, remember, if you're winning games, there's no problems.
Sawa.
The only problem comes when we're not winning games.
I hear you. Is there any criticism over Lamont for the free kick that he conceded?
Not really. I think it's
like obviously you have to agree that I have to agree that he made some crazy saves, right?
Yeah.
To keep you guys in the game.
He did.
It could have been 5-2 or 5-3.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the fact that he conceded that free kick, like, Bruno Fernandes scored a worldly free kick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he scored one, clearly he learned from Rice when they were in the summer together. Top bins, you can't really say anything. A keeper will have no complaints about that. But the free kick that Lamons, whatever you want to call it, concedes right through the space between Cunha and someone else. And then his side as well. Poor. That's really poor.
It's poor, but it's not bad. It's not. The ball didn't go through him.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was a good strike.
Not Butterfinger.
But it's not like the ball is just like Onana type of conceding. I mean
anything above. I get it.
I'll take
the
it.
bar is really low.
Yeah,
the bar is really
and
low.
also, to be honest, we should have lost that game if he didn't turn up.
So, someone who got an assist and a goal is Bruno Fernandes. First of all, the goal that Casemiro scores, clear match fixing there from Petrovic. But he was sold to you guys by Chelsea, right? To Bournemouth by Chelsea, I think, right? He moved there from Chelsea, so not surprising that they do those kind of things there. But Bruno assist and then a goal to drag your team forward, and then the interview with Canal, if I'm not mistaken, comes out. When you read that interview, how do you feel?
Oh, just tell the people first what he said.
So obviously he comes out and says it's true that the board did want him to go, but at the same time he kind of implies that none of them actually had the guts to say that to his face and make that move happen. At the same time, there were different reasons. First of all, that he didn't leave. Firstly, his family, they were based in Manchester and all. And second of all, he actually loves the club, Third of all, I don't know if he mentioned this as a reason why he didn't leave, but one of the things that he doesn't like is he fights so hard for the club, and then he looks around and he says, literally accuses some squad members of not caring enough. So, when you see him drag your team with what I thought was a good performance, like some questions about the goals that Bournemouth scored, whether he let people run off him. But at the same time, that's the risk you give. That's the risk you take if you play Bruno Fernandes a number 10 in a double pivot, in a midfield too. So that's what's going to happen. He's not built like that. But then obviously you get the benefit of what he does up front. So,
the thing is,
you've been on this pod and you've said it's time.
Well,
and then you've also been on this pod and said it's not time. He actually deserves way more appreciation and credit for what he's done.
The thing is, he's a frustrating player when things are not going well. But when things are going well, factually, he's the best at creating chances. And the thing is, the fact that he cares for the club, I think everyone knows that. I think he's the only person from all his time. I think since he came, I think Bruno has been the most consistent player in terms of effort. He will frustrate you in decision making, but not the effort. Him being the most creative player and still the one player who recovers the ball the most or something, or covers the most distance, like tackles, like having those stats up there shows you he actually cares about the club. The fact that we have so many, we've had so many players during his era who genuinely not clear about the club. We can talk about Kina Sancho and Rashford, and that's factually those guys. I was gonna say those niggas. Those guys genuinely don't care.
You wouldn't be wrong.
What are you implying?
Because you'd be able to say that.
So
as a black man, you're allowed to say that to other black men.
I wouldn't be. What do you mean? I wouldn't be wrong.
You wouldn't be wrong.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? You wouldn't be wrong if you said that. Then sawa.
So you're agreeing. So you're agreeing the niggas.
I mean, that's what you're saying, right?
No. Do you agree with me?
I don't disagree.
What the fuck? Hey yo.
They're black, right?
Anyway.
If I go like, if this akhi or if this kalb or something,
you wanna pass? You wanna pass?
You wanna pass for what?
I
was given a pass by a proper black guy, not someone like you.
Hey, proper. What do you mean?
Proper, man. Not like you, bro. Someone whose lineage actually went through slavery.
Do I call Kajok? He's a proper nigga.
Nah, I don't count that guy.
But that
guy is sometimes he's Arab, sometimes he's Sudanese. I don't count. Anyway, But yeah, they didn't care about the club, and
Yeah.
they showed it, right? And you know, they deleted their Instagram or something. They released statements and whatnot. Bruno just essentially kept his head down and go. And sometimes, to be fair to him, he called out players who were. He called out times when. He called out the team when they were playing shit.
Yeah.
And you know, he also, to be fair to him, when you guys were playing well, he said, "Let's not get carried away" and stuff like that. But
Also on the pitch, when you can clearly see him giving. Sometimes I think it's too much, but still. Remember when Sancho was telling him stop mourning,
yeah,
right? That is exactly the difference between those two players. One wants us to actually win, and he will do anything.
He
for us to
doesn't moan
win.
for the sake of moaning. He moans because he fucking cares.
Yes, but Sancho will just moan because.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, in the interview, he didn't necessarily say anything we didn't already know.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't groundbreaking. But it does leave Ruben Amorim open for discussion. Why? Because this comes right after a guy called Harry Amas.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's been criticized or called out by Ruben Amorim. In my opinion, needlessly. Like, Ruben Amorim, yajilete hizi. And then he responds with the IG post. This guy's been saying, I haven't been playing well where I am. I just got player of the match or player.
But there was
player of
the
month or
context of the
something.
video. He wasn't referring to him. He was referring to the club, who have won one game in 9, I think.
It doesn't matter. Like,
But that's the context.
You've loaned him to a team. It's about his individual performance. That's what you care about. Like, someone can play shit, right? A team can be playing shit, but if a player stands out, you know, rough, diamond in the rough kind of thing, then and he's your player. That's what you care about.
No,
how he's doing
that's
the individual actions.
If
and so on and so
if
forth.
you interpreted it as him saying that the kid is shit, not necessarily the club performing as shit.
But then there's obviously Kobbie Mainoo's brother coming out and posing. By the way, posing for a
With
picture
all of this,
with a free Kobbie Mainoo,
Okay.
as if he's been in jail or something.
so with all of this, you're siding with the
what
players.
I'm saying is, it leaves you guys in a very weird position because Ruben Amorim is going to come out again, and he's going to criticize players that he doesn't necessarily need to put the spotlight on him, right? But he does anyway. And he does it in a way to protect himself. Can we at least agree?
I absolutely.
Can we at least agree on that? He a lot of the times he does this to defend his own squad selection or squad rotation decisions. That if you look at them under with the microscope, he's still wrong.
Okay.
Kobbie Mainoo, for example, adds a lot to this game, adds a lot to United's game. And now you have his brother printing out jerseys. There's no way Kobbie Mainoo didn't know about the printing of the jerseys. I'm pretty sure he saw them as he was leaving the house. You know what I mean?
Actually, he did because that is actually his step brother.
Speaking to the mic.
No,
Oh, okay.
that's his step brother
Mm.
who's not even he's not even part of the family.
But they're always together.
No, they're not.
They're always when they go on holidays. There was that picture of him Euro with this guy. The all like that Jody guy. I've seen his Instagrams. He likes taking when they right now. Obviously, there's club football, right? There's no time for us to them hang out and everything. But in the summer, they were in the States together.
Yeah, you see, what you're saying is unproven context. I don't know that that's proven. Because on the one hand, you're a United fan. He essentially, our producer, is saying that that's his stepbrother. They're not really within each other's circles. He's not within the family. So you're holding on to that. And Saddam is on the other hand saying actually they are hanging out. And for whatever reason, he's seen. The point is it leaves an open an open wound with which Ruben Amorim constantly needs to defend. And the reason he needs to keep defending it, right, is because once the scab kind of forms, before it's actually fully healed and the skin's actually intact, he goes and peels it off and then in his next press conference. And he goes this guy's not been performing.
I look at it differently, right? I look at it as, okay, so this is actually what happens when your brother, right, prints a t-shirt and actually goes to Old Trafford and takes a picture and
Poses.
uploads it.
Poses.
poses and
poses in front of that. Like, bro,
yes,
that's a lot.
like
That's a statement.
Like, yes. So if that's what is goes on, because remember we only see these people for like 90 minutes, right? We don't know much that goes on behind the scenes, right? We've been asking ourselves, why does Amorim not play Mainoo, right? We sometimes we think it's technical reasons, sometimes but the thing is, we've seen so many stories before of relatives affecting the brothers who are playing professional, right? We have Garnacho, we have Mudryk, we have Kina Pogba. I can go on and on and on and on. Like, your circles genuinely affect your mentality and eventually will affect your performance on the pitch in training.
Of course.
I don't think Mainoo is surrounded by the right people. Sawa. I don't think so, because clearly if your brother can do that, that means there's some toxicity going on behind the scenes. Like, if for example you don't like what happens with Hamoudi at Simba, and you're constantly talking about it at home,
doing
right?
interviews or whatever.
Just not even interviews, just you're constantly talking to him about
feeding
it.
that energy into him. Yeah.
Won't it affect him?
It will.
It will.
It will
And the
affect
thing
his
is-
motivation.
And the thing,
so on
exactly.
And
And the thing is, the fact that right now, I'm sure his brother wants my Amorim gone. True or false?
of course.
So if the conversation of this manager needs to go because with Ten Hag you were thriving, this guy came, you're not thriving, right? For your career, for the sake of your career, we want this guy, because the Amorim head has been called so many times. We've lost so many games. We're winning one game a month, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Kobbie Mainoo won't be the only issue. That guy wants him to go. He's actually not
exactly
been a very good
so now
manager for you guys.
Hariamas, right? He's been sent on loan. He thought it was appropriate for me to respond to what this manager said. That tells you about the type of players that those kids are. There is literally no reason for Mainoo to think wait, let me finish. There's no reason for Mainoo to think he's a finished product. So
Fairs.
he's like 20. So there's nothing. He's like 20 years old, right?
Okay.
So there is absolutely nothing that we think he doesn't have that he cannot have in terms of ability wise. He can be quicker, right? There's so many things he can develop in his game, but the English media, his people around him are feeding this into him to think that he is that guy, right? He has potential.
He's more that guy than Ugarte, right?
He has potential, but this is the thing, right?
In
It's never
comparison
about
to what
talent.
No,
It's never about talent
saying
anymore.
It's about talent. I'm saying about performance levels. The way that midfield has been dysfunctional at times and had been barely functional at times, surely he's looking at that and he's like, bro, I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying I'm like the finished product, but surely I can start ahead of that Ugarte or even that
Ugarte
finished
doesn't start.
Casemiro. I'm
He
just saying.
he doesn't. Okay.
He's been chosen over him.
He's
Been chosen over him to either start games or come on as a sub this season, right?
in place of who?
In place of Casemiro, like when he's making the Casemiro sub, or maybe someone else, whoever he's making, right? He's chosen Ugarte, for example, over Kobbie Mainoo as an option several times, not just once.
Okay, because I agree. You know why? We have Bruno, we have Casemiro, we have Ugarte, we have Mainoo. Okay, the profile that Casemiro has, right? The destroyer, the getting intercepting, and that's not a Mainoo thing.
It's not a Mainoo thing.
So it's more of an Ugarte thing, right? And that's why the manager said it's more of like a Bruno competition, not necessarily Casemiro, right? This game here, Jana, we were struggling, right? Casemiro got sent. He subbed Casemiro, right?
Got a booking.
You saw the difference. Like, you saw the difference of what he brings offensively, but also you saw the difference of what Casemiro brings defensively. It was felt, right? So it's not like we can start with that. Sometimes, maybe if we're playing a smaller team, but then again, nowadays we are the smaller teams all the time.
When you played Grimsby, did he start Kobbie Mainoo?
No, but I feel like that's too early on for us to like. I think things are now
Just saying
settling.
there's games where he could have
But-
rotated. So I
but-
understand his brother's frustrations and I understand Kobbie Mainoo's frustrations. But at the same time, it's not about whether he plays or not. It's about how Ruben Amorim allows himself to be criticized. You know, he goes back and forth with reporters during press conferences, right? He has like an open open debate when he doesn't need to do that. Sometimes he makes something out of nothing in a press conference or an interview, and it's like, hey, bro, tulize kidogo.
No, that's
just
his
don't
mistake.
bring
His mistake cannot be in the interviews. Those are just what he says. He could be language thing, whatever. I don't care about that.
You're the manager of Manchester
I don't care about.
United.
I don't care so much
you're
about
the managers, that. Let's be real. You're the manager of the biggest club in many aspects of how you value a biggest club, right? Of England, if not the world, right? And there's always going to be media around you. There's always going to be media looking for answers, looking for some sort of like hint at drama or issues, and then you go and give it to them. You go like it's a freaking charity home, and you just every Sunday, we're gonna feed all the homeless, but we're gonna give you everything. But here's Mainoo, here's Ugarte,
that doesn't
here's Bruno
matter.
Fernandes, here's Casemiro.
That wouldn't matter if we're actually performing. That's what I'm saying. Like the main issue is us performing on the pitch. What happens on the pressers and everything? If we were winning right now, if we won 5 games in a row, right? It doesn't matter whether Mainoo starts or not.
Well, would you say you are performing? Because, for example, right now, in your last 5 games, you've drawn 2,
we haven't lost in like
lost.
We have lost 1 game in like
in the last
9
5
games
Premier League games
or 10 games.
You've lost 1 in the last 5. I'm looking at the form table now. You've drawn 2, won 2, and lost 1. So you're not exactly, ripping up trees, pulling up trees, and saying, we're actually doing bits here. You have to be fair to you guys.
We have
climbed up the table. Right, you're 2 points away from top 4.
Forget about the table. Forget about the table. Talk about performance-wise and the system working. I think there's tremendous improvement in terms of stats.
I mean, you're the second highest scoring team along with Arsenal, right? Obviously, you've conceded like a bunch.
A lot, yes.
But, it does matter because when you are performing, when things are starting to steady, and then you go and throw in some drama, you go and throw in some press conference,
bro,
it can unsteady it.
You're not new to this. It's English media. We have been in this situation before. They will always bring something. You cannot control that. Whether you're winning trebles, whether you're doing what, there's always going to be something fed because they want drama. That will always happen. The most important thing is us getting performances. If we win 5 in a row, whether Mainoo starts or not, it won't stick, right? Maybe things are sticking more right now because, well, we are not performing as well. If we lost this game, Jana, right, with all this issue, and maybe we lost 4-0, we didn't score a goal, the conversation right now will be him against players or whatever.
That's buts and maybes.
No, I'm saying the importance of I'm saying the importance of the performance. The performance and us winning games is the most fundamental thing. It determines everything else.
But that's results-based analysis, and you definitely don't want to do that here on a podcast.
No,
you might want to do that, on TV where you're given 5 minutes or 3 minutes.
No, listen. I'm saying this agendas, the press agenda and the media agenda will only work if you're struggling. If you're winning games, so now if I'm Amorim, what should I focus on? I should focus on what works for the system, and clearly Casemiro and Bruno are the best fit right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to know.
If I say I'm going to put Bruno and Mainoo, I will struggle defensively significantly because there's so much that Casemiro brings. And funny enough, I think Casemiro is much better offensively as well. I think he gets more goals than Mainoo.
I mean, from set pieces, yes, I can understand
that's the whole point.
Yeah,
so like,
that's just
what Casemiro brings in is significantly more than Mainoo. And if you put Bruno on if we now say, okay, fine, is it Bruno? That's not even a question. Mainoo would be lucky to ever get to Bruno levels in his career. He would be lucky. So now what we have on the table is we have 2 solid players.
Non-negotiables.
Yeah, in my opinion, non-negotiable. Now, the thing is also, if Mainoo now develops the aggressiveness and the reading the game and learns things from Casemiro, because as I said, he's young. He can have that in his game, right? If he goes on and develops that in his game and learns from Casemiro so that he is the future, Casemiro is not, right? Well, you cannot start fighting the manager right now over a player. Casemiro is what? Almost 40.
I'm just saying it's going to be very interesting on, what he's going to do now. You guys go to a Villa away, and Casemiro has just picked up his 5th booking.
Yeah, he's going to miss.
He's going to miss that game.
Mainoo and Bruno.
It's going to be very interesting. We're going to see.
Also, something else, right? When Amorim came, Casemiro wasn't a starter. Casemiro was actually, he had physical problems. He was slower. He was overweight. He had so many things, right? And he's won how many Champions League? 3. What did he do? Did he tell his brother to go and print t-shirts? He worked hard. He worked hard.
I don't know if Mainoo told his brother, but you know, it happened.
It tells you the environment. Casemiro, you didn't see. We've seen players where the wife comes on. Thiago Silva, the wife was shouting when he was dropped or whatever, right? But we've seen Casemiro. He worked hard, right? He didn't need. He earns more money than everyone else.
He stopped making doner kebabs, and then
he put in the work.
Yeah.
Listened to the manager, found a way of how he would fit in this system, and now he's undroppable. So what does that tell you about Mainoo? He is the one with the problem. The thing is, he's too young. The things around him, I think the whole stardom, and I think also he's kind of affected Euro in a way. I feel like Euro is also having. I'm serious.
You're saying he's a bad egg and he's badly influencing.
To be fair to Mainoo, prior to this, his brother's issue, which we can't even really link to him, he's literally done nothing. He hasn't posted anything. He hasn't talked to the media.
Oh, he has. What do you mean?
When did Mainoo
Oh my
actually
days! You guys,
come out outwardly and make a statement about interviews or
you guys didn't see the post?
which post? You're gonna have to go and find it.
No.
As you do that, let me read some comments. First of all, yes, Mbogwa 2443 is right. Let's get those likes up. I can see we're currently at 33. So let's get those likes up, guys. Smash the like button. Let me read some comments about this stuff, about United. So obviously, Patrick Itati, big up to you. He says this is the biggest show. Mr. Gashishio says, interesting that Zuhum would say that because of all this, all his Arsenal commentary sounds sponsored despite the facts. For example, everything he has ever said about Saka. What? I think he's talking about overreactions or whatever. Frank Majichafu says, can you talk about Gyoktua? We'll get to that in a bit. Nonsense says, the problem with Manchester United is the midfield. Gashishio says, heaven starts because he naturally jumps, front-footed defending. Euro struggles with that natural aggression, but as of now, the centre-backs that work in this system are Martinez, Heaven, and De Ligt. Nonsense says, surely, currently I can't understand YOLO anymore. Abdi Aziz Yusuf says, how much should I pay for Kiarie to never appear on the pod? It's going to be quite a bit of money. Guy gives us a lot of TikTok and Instagram real value. Majichafu says, cracking 4-4 games still. United says, Kobbie is not that good, to be really honest. If we can get 50 million for him, I would let him go. He's not that old, has loads of World Cups in front of him. When he gets the chances to play, nothing is really unique to him. Yikes! That's I thought I'd see more.
Before I forget, you told me he's never done anything. On September, during the peak, him being dropped and everything. Have you watched Whiplash?
No.
Okay, so it's a movie about a drama. Yeah, so it's a movie about a drama who has this teacher guy who teaches him, and then there's like he's so mean on the student, right? And it's such a legendary movie. And then somewhere along the way, how the movie actually ends is the student betrays the teacher, right? By saying something he did. I don't know the actual details, but he ends up getting the teacher like
fired or whatever.
Fired or jail or whatever.
The student reports the teacher was mistreating the students, and it led to one student committing suicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he posted
that's
a picture.
That's a cryptic message.
I'm sorry,
but that's not public. It's a cryptic message. You have to read into that. And remember, that September period is a very interesting point you bring up, because I think that's when the transfer window was still open, right? September 3rd is when it closed. And he was very publicly stating that not publicly, but like through agents and whatnot, cryptic again, but still, he wanted to leave. And Ruben Amorim blocked that. So what's he blocking him for? Because he says he's going to play him. But then he didn't really start playing up until end of October, if I'm not mistaken.
Rightfully so.
Another point towards Whiplash. You obviously watched the movie and you know how it ends.
Yeah.
It ends, not necessarily in a good way, but it ends with them having the performance. Basically, it ends with them kind of resolving their relationship stuff.
Yeah. But there was a friction, and he was trying to... Anyway,
Just saying.
I
Anyway.
hope. You see, the thing is, before the brother posted that, because I had so many question marks. I didn't understand what was going on. Like, why is he not playing or whatever? But clearly, there is an issue with the kid's attitude. Maybe that
I think you might think that, if your performances keep going well, then there's nothing really to talk about. I think if Rumerim will continue being the manager at United, if he wants to succeed for a decent amount of time, he's gonna need to put a lid on this. You can't have academy players on loan, right? Snapping back at you or clapping back at you and saying, "What?"
You can't control that.
I'm just saying.
You just let them go.
You can control that by not giving them that energy to have to respond to that or feeling like they have to respond to that. But to your credit, Ian GK says Saddam is spot on. Gashishio says, I'm just glad that we sold Hoyland because where? Reeves Kidakis says Saddam is absolutely spot on, 100. Mainoo is good when you have the ball, but out of possession we are absolutely vulnerable. He cannot tackle and he's slow and sluggish. No sense says Mainoo's brother printing the shirt really disappointed me. Red Devils KE says I don't get the Euro hate. He's literally had like 4 bad games for us and he's 20. Kobbie will get game time. United fan base is too impatient and irrational. Alan Munene says, hello, the third guy is not audible. So maybe you can get your... All right, cool. So sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, we'll see how you guys fare in your next games because I don't think your next couple of games are very easy and they come at a very tricky time of the year. If you look at the fixtures for United, you've got Aston Villa away and then you've got Newcastle at home. And then obviously Wolves again, and then you've got Leeds away, and then after that Burnley away, Man City at home, Arsenal away. So it's like out of those games I'd only say Wolves and Burnley, Wolves at home and Burnley away are probably the ones where you guys would be looking to get points.
The thing is,
the other ones
a bit tricky. I think we turn up in big games. I think has been our problem.
Did you turn up against City 3-0?
That's the only team that I think we didn't turn up for. We turn up against you.
You said you turn up in big games.
Games.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's games I didn't. You don't know English?
You said you turn up in big games.
I didn't say games. You said game.
Oh, I guess I don't know English then. Yeah. So anyway, let's keep it moving.